Greetings, programs. This is Wretch. Welcome back to Citizen Sleeper 2 Starward Vector. And in the last episode, guys, Sleeper's body finally began to break down. We have a glitch die here that apparently is going to be permanent. We now have a glitch meter up here, and it's going to get worse and worse until we get that reboot. So we're trying to finish all of our business here on the belt before going back to Darkside. And we are here on Olivera, and we still have the drive to help the colony. So let's go ahead and see what we can do here. Is there anything else other than just here? No? Okay, canteen visit. Olivera has an open canteen where Cadence prepares the colony's produce. You tend to get served based on how well liked you are. Well, I think that's a good way of getting rid of our glitch dice, so... Oh! You strike up a conversation with the servers and they give you some extra food as well as a smile. Cool. Scrap silos. Oh, Olivera's independence. Good lord! Olivera is a new colony and it's still establishing itself and needs all the help it can get to grow and thrive. Well, we do not have a whole lot of really good stats here, but engage, which is definitely stacking a shift, is not going to be in the cards. What about the hydro refinery interface? Well, let's look at our stats here. What did we decide to go for? Intuition, of course, which we are not using. So let's go ahead and go for this. I know it's dangerous, but we can always get more food if we need to. And that gives us 2. Ugh. Well, let's go ahead and risk... This is just risky for the sorting shift. And we get some energy from this as well. And a quarter done in a day. Not bad. I guess it depends on how much this glitch is going to continue on. We're not going to go ahead and use that one. Let's go ahead and scavenge some fuel and end the cycle, and we're just going to keep on helping Olivera. And then we'll go do the job for Cadet. Okay, that's good. That's better. Yeah, to investigate Hexport. And this is just risky, so... Still got 1. I'll take it. Keep it going. Ugh. Well, that's unfortunate. But get energy back here doing this. So, let's hope for a neutral. Hey, how about that? Over halfway done. And as I said, one of the reasons I wanted to do this first is with Hexport, at least we'll have people going with us, like members of the crew, in case we start getting more and more perma-glitch. Uh-oh. Bliss has been in touch, Sleeper. Seraphin turns and looks over his shoulder as soon as you enter the cockpit. He's sitting in the pilot's seat, running diagnostics on the console. They say they're ready for the reboot. Did they say anything else? You know Bliss. Seraphin rolls his eyes a little. They worry. He turns fully in his seat. How are you feeling? Or actually, no, how are you feeling? Not bad. I know the reboot needs to happen. Seraphin speaks slowly, carefully. And I know the risks. I can see all that. But I also know what happened last time. He pauses. And I don't want you to forget again. To lose all this. He gestures around the cockpit. Everything we've done. Neither do I. Seraphin nods silently, unsure what to add. I'm not trying to scare you. I just needed to say that. Or I just need to say that if the reboot doesn't go how we want, I'll miss you. I'll miss all this. I will too. If you remember. Seraphin laughs shakily at his own joke. He turns back to his pilot console. Whenever you're ready, we can go to Flicker Row. To Bliss. Seraphin pokes at the console in front of him. If you have things you want to wrap up first, I understand. I would too. Here. Seraphin tosses an object across the cockpit, and you catch it out of the air. Take that with you when you go to Bliss. It's good luck. You open your hand and see a familiar metal disc. A coin. Its engraving rubbed away to little more than vague shapes and signs. Tala gave it to me. Now it's yours. You can't run from this forever, all right? He glances over his shoulder and smiles. We've done enough running away. He turns back to the console and returns to the diagnostics. You leave the cockpit and run a hand along the ribbed metal wall of the passage outside. Is it really possible that you could forget all of this? All these layers of memory, of experience? Perhaps you can pull it off a little longer, or put it off a little longer. Take another tour around the belt, tie up loose ends. Or perhaps you've had enough of that. Why try to escape the inevitable? You try to recall how it felt when you awoke after Lane interrupted the first reboot. Even that is fading into a hazy memory, told by an unreliable narrator. Maybe this is just the next step then. One of thousands that put you here, and the first of the thousands more that'll take you onward. You come out of your thoughts, still unsure, still aware that the decision of when you take that step, ultimately, rests with you. Ooh, that's a bad day. Okay. Why are we getting such crap rolls? Yeah, we'll still risk it for the biscuit, though. 20% is 20%, after all. And... ew. Awkward. Okay, there we go. Keep it going. And one more cycle ought to do it. That's completely fine. Okay, we're still scavenging fuel. We're doing a good job there. We are going to go ahead and feed the feline. Here you go, Jonesy. There we go. That's better. Well, that'll finish this up. 100% sorting shift. Good, good, good. And... independence achieved. The past cycles in Olivera have been busy enough to take your mind off most things. All the heavy lifting and manual work has been a welcome distraction from the looming specter of the second reboot, and the good mood of the others has been infectious. Seraphin has been almost annoyingly upbeat. His relationship with Cadence is the worst-kept secret in the colony. But working alongside them, it's hard to ignore their deep feelings for each other. Xander has been happy because he has something new to rip Cadence about, and Seraphin, with his self-serious manner, is an easy target for pranks and teasing. Xander also hasn't been able to stop talking about the party, which he already seems to have decided will be one of the highlights of his youth. But now, finally, the cycle of the party has arrived. The canteen is done up with hanging light strips, waving gently in the asteroid's microgravity. The strips themselves salvaged from the emergency lighting of wrecked starships. With the work stopped and all the colonists yet to arrive, you find the reboot filling your mind once again, growing like a shadow. I'm gonna say this is... Something on your mind there? The voice takes you by surprise. Oh, you turn to see a colonist you haven't met before, an older man in some sort of supportive chair. His hair shot through with gray and his face sallow. Didn't mean to startle you. My apologies. His eyes scan you. It just seems like you might need some company. There's a strange look in his eyes that you can't quite place. He's looking at you like you've met many times before, but you've never seen him before in your life. Looks beautiful, doesn't it? He gestures to the canteen with its hanging lights, his chair propelling him forward with little puffs of air. Young people did such a good job. Warms my heart to see it like this. Never thought this rock could ever be a home. He looks sideways at you. Have we met? Us? He shakes his head. No, I'm sorry if I'm being a bit too familiar. Just, you remind me of someone who did a lot for me. But let's not chat about me. I want to know about you. He turns his chair a little. What's eating you? The way you were staring at those light strips, it was like you were about to leap down and strangle you. If they were about to leap down and strangle you. Was he from the first game? I can't place him. I'm afraid of the future. I could see that. I am myself most days. After a certain point, you realize it isn't going to get better. So all you have to wait for is things getting worse. This body of mine is on a downward trajectory, that's for sure. But it's mine, and I've grown into it. And I guess in the end, I like it because it's mine. And it'll carry me all the way to the end, and then go on and become something else entirely. I don't know why, but that thought always helps me. He coughs 3 times, hard like gunshots. The colonist squints at you. Sorry, I'm not good with reassuring people. I just remembered that. He smiles. But I do like chatting. He looks back at the light strips. Really lovely, isn't it? Just beautiful. You look back at the light strips now, as the hum of people arriving filters into the canteen. There's something in the air. Anticipation. The sense of a rare moment passing through. Something to hold on to, and then let go. The light strips really are beautiful. When you turn back to the old colonist to agree with him, he's already gone. Hey, sleeper! Seraphin pushes through the now gathering crowd towards you. Got you a drink. He offers a pouch of some amber liquid. Hey! Caden comes up alongside you and hugs you with one arm. I wondered where you were hiding. She smiles warmly at you with her infectious smile. You think about mentioning the old colonist to her, asking her about him, but Seraphin hushes the two of you. Carmen's about to start. You follow Seraphin's eyes to the front of the canteen, where, above the heads of the now quite large crowd of colonists, Carmen floats, surveying the room. We meet this cycle. Carmen begins, his voice loud but clipped, formal in a way you haven't heard before. To first remember those founders of this colony, those lost and still with us. I'll never forget the distress call that brought me here, to the wreck of the Pilgrim Seed. I'll never forget the scenes that greeted me. And I know some of you were there, too. A rumble of acknowledgement moves through the crowd. But I also know that many of you weren't. That many of you came here to take refuge from other troubles. And I would like you to be able to remember, too. You glance at Cadence, her eyes fixed with incredible intensity on Carmen. They look wet in the glow of the light strips. There were thousands of refugees on the Pilgrim Seed, and too many, far too many were lost. Those from Ember's Step, Ember's Song, Ember's Hearth. Those from the Three Sisters, from Erlin's Eye. Many are not here in Olivera any longer, taking their own paths across the belt and beyond. But we acknowledge them all, absent, remember them all, lost and found, present and absent, because without them, there would be no colony here. Before the wreck, Olivera was a handful of buried bays, a scrapper hideout, a place for old and tired mercenaries like me to hide themselves from the universe and forget what they had done. But when the Pilgrim Seed was wrecked, it brought the universe back to Olivera, and I could not hide any longer. Carmen stares out across the crowd with a hard glare. We built this canteen from the Pilgrim Seed. We built our homes, our farms, our refinery. We built our independence from their failed hope. A rustle of discomfort goes through the crowd. Carmen pauses to let this settle. We should not be ashamed or afraid of this. We will remember this gift. We will build on it. This cycle and every cycle after, we will thank them with our actions. The crowd mutters agreement. Carmen takes a deep breath and straightens up. A weight seems lifted from him. The weight of testimony. Now, here, in this room, with you, I will thank them with my laughter. A cheer goes up. I will thank them with my joy, with my celebration. Another roar of approval. We will all thank them as loudly and as chaotically as we can. The room erupts into cheers and applause. Let's join in, out of respect. You cheer and applaud too. You whoop, and Seraphine laughs nearby. Then you feel a pair of hands on your arm, Cadence pulling at you, grinning and crying. And you feel another hand on your other arm, Seraphine dragging you into the crowd. Suddenly, you're in the thick of the crowd. So many bodies in one room, dancing and spinning and shouting. It is like nothing you have ever seen. You notice the rest of the crew in the melee, a flash of the familiar face here and there among the mass of colonists. You see Xander being thrown up in the air by a group of different kids of different ages, laughing madly as he bounces off the ceiling. And for the rest of this cycle, you think about nothing else but the joy of those around you, and the joy it instills in you. One moment of perfect harmony. You wake up in your berth, the same light that always shines on the belt shining incessantly through the window. You're slow to rise, slow to begin this fresh cycle. At some point, Seraphine arrives back onto the rig, with no indication of whether he slept or not. You find him in the cockpit, leaning in the pilot's chair, looking out at the lights of Olivera and smiling. Good party. Not sure I've seen anything like it. Same. Seraphine laughs again. You really let it all go, huh? He shakes his head. I love to see it. So, Olivera's all fixed up, colonists are happy, blah blah blah. Where to now? Don't you want to stay? Here? Seraphine shrugs. Still a bit too much of a backwater for my tastes. He grins. Cadence understands, don't worry. Seraphin pauses a moment, something passing over him that makes him shiver. I heard from Tala. Wellspring is still in transition, but the Union Council's taking over. Kirk got what he wanted. The blockade will come down soon, but he sighs. I'm not sure I'm ready to revisit that place yet. He looks at you and smiles. When I come back to Tala, I want to have something to show for myself, you know? I get it. Family. He shrugs. Maybe once the reboot is done, once the blockade's down, maybe we can visit then. Seraphin takes a breath. We'll get there. Some cycle soon. You aren't sure if Seraphin is trying to convince you or himself. He stretches, shaking off his feelings. For now, though, the belt is ours to explore. Olivera will have fueled our fuel tank, so it really is up to you where we go. He gets up. While you're deciding, I'm gonna go dig up some breakfast. And he glides out of the cockpit. You take a moment to look out across the tiny lights of Olivera, dwarfed by the crater and the wreck that sits at its far end. Not bad. Not bad at all, you think. Hey, discover the origin of Olivera. So that was from the first game. I still am trying to remember who the old man is. Actually, there were a lot of characters in the first Citizen Sleeper. Some wonderful characters. Oh, and everything's done except for the canteen. Well, let us go ahead and, Oh, you're served based on how well liked you are. I am not particularly well liked. I actually lose points for this. Before we do anything, though, we've got 4 points to throw into... Let's do interface. Or excuse me, endure. Just because we are enduring quite a lot right now. Let us do this. Let's go ahead and get our supplies in order. Cool. And then we'll use our lowest dice to get some food back to us. Oh, wow. So I'm doing good on those 20% rolls. But still, we got Seraphin's coin, a good luck charm to guide you through the reboot, and data left behind from the corporation that once owned Helion. Oh yeah, our Solheim data. Alright, so that leaves us with investigate Hexport. So I think that is next up on the docket. Let's go ahead and let's check and see if Wellspring's available now. Oh, it's still locked down. But, okay. So, maybe head to the scatter yard. I think, yeah. I'm trying to remember what is what. Let's head to the scatter yards. And then we'll head back to Darkside and do the mission. Yeah, still good. Fabricator Bay, yard supply. Get some gas. And yes, I think we've pretty much done almost everything. Just gotta help Cadet out. Now to the map. Hexport remains. The drive that ruined Cadet's life points to a dark drone-mined experiments of Hexport. The only answers will be found in the remains of the station. Kind of going back to the beginning. So, we have got... It really doesn't matter all that much. You know what? I think that this is a good time for Naya to come along with us just because, for some closure for Naya's sake as well. Going back to the remains. Yeah. I think that works. Let's do that. Confirm. As the rig drew closer to Hexport, the crew became silent. Now, staring out to what's left of what was once a thriving station, you feel empty. The full extent of the damage is impossible to ignore. Grim. Seraphin shakes his head. It doesn't feel like we were here that long ago. And now, this is what's left. You look at the clouds of scattered debris, the layers of the station torn open to the void. It's a reminder of how close the war and the unseen atrocities of the inner system are to the shifting into the belt. I don't like digging around in a place like this. Seraphin turns to you. Let's be quick about it. Agreed. We'll be fast. Seraphin nods. I'm here if you need me. You head to the airlock to suit up and get ready. You ready for this? Cadet catches up with you in the passageway. This place is already giving me the creeps. I'm ready. Cadet nods. If there are answers to be found, we'll find them. I don't like being back here. Naya is suiting up. But Femi and I could have... She stops herself. We need to find out who's responsible for this. Cadet takes a suit from the locker. Seraphin said the radiation is lower than expected, but still too high for prolonged exposure. The suit should keep most of it off of us, but we can't take long out there. The stress on the suits and the rig? We'll be forced to leave in 3 cycles. Cadet grabs a helmet. Not a moment more. You get ready too, your mind filled with memories of Hexport. You hope they'll help you navigate this shattered ruin, but looking at what's left, you doubt it. Okay, we got some good places to start here. Ruined Exchange. Understanding what happened on Hexport means searching through the ruined station and piecing together the story. Most of Hexport has been ripped apart. Exploring it will be dangerous work, but how else to discover what happened? Parts of the shattered station's network are active, driven by the fractured solar cells. Perhaps they hold some clues. Indeed, so let's go ahead and have Nia jump in. Okay, forensic search and some stress. Not ideal. But I'm okay with this. Oh, okay. Well, Nia, you're done for the duration. Fortunately, we are in much better shape. And done. There's something hissing on the open comm channel. What is that? You hear that, Sleeper? Cadet stops among the debris, just outside the ruined exchange. The search so far has been thankless, a grim slog through endless debris. You're glad of the break. You stop, floating in the dark, and listen. There's a hissing on the open comm channel, a hissing you've grown used to. Now that you have to listen to it again, though, you notice something else in the noise. There's something different to it now. A texture, a modulation of tone. Is that a voice? Cadet cuts in. Someone speaking. Her eyes look wide through the faceplate of her suit. You listen carefully, and yes, perhaps there is a voice there, though it is quiet and distant. It could be a person speaking, or it could be some residual signal from an automated system, one that's slowly dying in this wasteland. You see Cadet moving around, testing the signal strength from different positions. It's coming from the direction of the docks. Her voice hisses through the comms, layering over the broadcast. A survivor? Cadet meets your eyes, both of you hoping this might be true. It's probably just a comms echo. Seraphine's voice cuts in over the comms. We can't go chasing ghosts, not with so little time left. The rig can't sit out here getting cooked by radiation, and neither can you. Seraphine's voice distorts and shifts. You should move to the epicenter, where Factory Row used to be. That's where all this went down. Cadet looks at you, and you know she wants to chase the signal to the docks. She wants there to be someone there, calling out to you. You look over towards the remains of Factory Row, the epicenter as Seraphine called it. It's now a cloud of debris and fragments of bays, a shadow of what it once was. For the first time in a long while, you think of Karsten. You look back at the remains of the docks, a few warning lights and systems still flickering away in the ruins. With not much time left here, you have a choice about where to focus your efforts. New location discovered. Okay, so there's the epicenter, and then we've got the ruined docks. What do we need at the ruined docks? Interface and endure. So that is another job for me. Okay. The void. So we're going to go ahead and use our glitch dice here. Broadcast must have a source. By tracing the hardware used, it might be possible to locate it. Okay, I knew that was going to happen. Let's go ahead and stress it out. And that'll make sure that we get guaranteed endure. The signal came from the dock, so the search starts here. Yes, indeed. Okay, that gives us 3. Great. There are no ships docked to the station. They all left. That means they were warned. Well, that's something at least. Okay, we're halfway done with that. Let's see if there's anything that Cadet can do. Cadet can do some engage to navigate the debris. Factory Row was obliterated in the blast, but what was the cause and type of explosion? The debris itself is the most useful clue here, and searching through it might yield results. Okay, good. A little bit toward the blast analysis, but I am curious about what's going on here in the docks. So this is a good place to go ahead and end the episode, guys, and when we get back, we'll see what happens. Hope you all have enjoyed it. If you liked the episode, please leave a like down below. Subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, that'd be a big help. And we'll see you next time. Later days, everyone.